Have you ever felt completely exhausted, like you're running on empty, but you push yourself anyway, telling yourself you're just being lazy? What if I told you that feeling isn't laziness at all? It's your body and mind sending out a critical warning signal. It's called burnout. And today, we're going to unpack what it is, why it happens, and most importantly, how to truly recover from it. Because ignoring this signal can have serious consequences for your health and happiness. Stick around, because understanding this could literally change your life. So, what exactly is burnout? The World Health Organization officially recognizes it as an occupational phenomenon. It's a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. Think of it like a battery. You can't just keep draining it without ever recharging. Eventually, it dies. Burnout is your internal battery hitting zero. It's not a single bad day or a tough week. It's a deep-seated exhaustion that seeps into every corner of your life, making you feel cynical, detached, and ineffective. And the biggest misconception, that you can just power through it. You can't. It's a sign that something in your life, often your work, is fundamentally unsustainable. Now let's talk about what causes this. While burnout is often linked to work, its roots can be much broader. A major cause is an unmanageable workload. When you constantly have more to do than you can realistically handle, your stress response system is always on. This is like flooring the gas pedal in your car for months on end. Eventually, the engine will break down. Another huge factor is a perceived lack of control. When you feel like you have no say in your schedule, your assignments, or your resources, it can lead to feelings of helplessness and frustration, which are fast tracks to burnout. Unfair treatment at work is another significant trigger. If you feel you're being treated unjustly, whether it's through favoritism, disrespect, or inequity, it erodes your sense of security and trust. This constant feeling of being on edge is incredibly draining. Then there's the breakdown of community. Humans are social creatures. When you feel isolated at work with no supportive colleagues or managers to turn to, it's easy to feel alone in your struggles. That lack of connection can make even manageable stress feel overwhelming. And finally, a values mismatch. If the work you do goes against your personal values, or if you feel the company's ethics don't align with your own, it creates a constant internal conflict. This psychological friction is a powerful and often overlooked cause of burnout. It's not just about being busy, it's about the emotional and psychological environment you're in. So how do you know if you're experiencing burnout? The signs can be subtle at first, but they build over time. Let's break them down into 3 key areas. First, there's exhaustion. This isn't just feeling tired, it's a bone-deep weariness that sleep doesn't seem to fix. You might feel physically drained, have trouble concentrating, and even getting out of bed can feel like a monumental task. Second is cynicism or depersonalization. This is that feeling of detachment I mentioned earlier. You might start to feel negative and cynical about your job. You might distance yourself emotionally from your work and your colleagues. It's a self-preservation mechanism, but it can make you feel isolated and disconnected from things you once cared about. You might find yourself being more irritable or impatient with people. The third major sign is a reduced sense of accomplishment or professional efficacy. This is when you start to feel like you're not good at your job anymore. No matter how hard you work, you feel like you're not making a difference. Your productivity plummets, and you start to doubt your own abilities. This can create a vicious cycle. You feel ineffective, so you push yourself harder, which leads to more exhaustion, which makes you feel even more ineffective. Other signs can include physical symptoms like headaches, stomach problems, or changes in your sleep and appetite. You might also notice yourself withdrawing from social activities or using unhealthy coping mechanisms. If these signs sound familiar, please know you are not alone, and it is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you've been strong for too long. So, you've identified the signs. What actually helps? The internet is full of quick fix advice like, take a bubble bath, or do some yoga. And while self-care activities are great, they are often just a band-aid on a bullet wound when it comes to burnout. True recovery requires a more fundamental approach. The first and most crucial step is to rest. And I mean real, intentional rest. This isn't just about sleeping more. It means taking time off work if you can. It means disconnecting from emails and notifications. It means allowing your nervous system to come out of that constant fight or flight mode. Rest isn't lazy. It's a biological necessity. It's the process of recharging that battery we talked about. Beyond rest, the next step is to reevaluate. You need to identify what caused the burnout in the first place. Was it the workload? The lack of control? The toxic environment? You need to get to the root of the problem. This might involve having difficult conversations with your manager about your workload or responsibilities. It might mean setting firm boundaries, like not checking emails after a certain hour, or learning to say no to additional tasks when your plate is already full. This is often the hardest part, because it requires you to advocate for your own needs, which can be scary, but it's essential for long-term change. You can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. Reconnecting with yourself is also key. Burnout can make you lose touch with who you are outside of your work. What did you enjoy before you felt this way? Re-engage with hobbies, spend time in nature, connect with friends and family who lift you up. Rediscover the things that bring you joy and a sense of meaning that have nothing to do with your productivity. This helps rebuild your identity and reminds you that your worth is not defined by your job or your accomplishments. It's about remembering what it feels like to be a whole person, not just a worker. And finally, seek support. Trying to recover from burnout alone is incredibly difficult. Talk to a trusted friend, family member. There is no shame in asking for help. In fact, it's one of the strongest things you can do. Organizations like the National Alliance on Mental Illness, or NAMI, have resources and support groups that can be incredibly helpful. Reaching out is a sign of strength, not weakness. Remember, burnout is not a personal failure. It's a systemic problem and a clear signal that the way you've been living or working is no longer sustainable. It's your body's way of forcing you to stop and pay attention. So, listen to that warning. Don't dismiss it as laziness. Prioritize your well-being, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself is the most productive thing you can do. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this discussion has been helpful. If you've ever experienced burnout, please share your story in the comments below. Let's support each other. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on mental health and well-being. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.